Hey, good people, it's your guy Lewis to the T, and I'm back with another installment of Black History Month 2021. Today is Wednesday, February 3rd, and I am again very excited to talk to you guys. Today, I just want to talk about a very high level overview of Black history. Where we came from, who we are, how we got here, and where are we now? Of course, I can't do all of that in just a couple of minutes, but I do want to at least give you some bullet points to think about, to take away from, potentially go back and just do your own research and dig deeper. Look for the dates and the time and the people who influenced those particular eras. And how we got here. So, a lot of people think they know the story, but I don't know if they really understand what happened. Words really matter, and we have to be intentional about our words, particularly when we're talking about history. We're talking about facts and events and things that really did happen to us, to our ancestors, to our people. So when we think about African Americans or Africans in America, currently Black Americans, depending on what age or generation you're from, even who we are called and what we are referred to, from our point of view and from the world's point of view, has changed and evolved and developed over time. Each time we think we're getting closer to a more definitive phrase or term for who we are as a people. And we started off as African, and we went from African to being Negro, and from Negro to being Afro-American and African-American and Black Americans. And I'm sure I messed up some of those words and phrases as far as a time continuum, but those are just a few of the things that we refer to ourselves as, and as other people have referred to us. But let's go all the way back. Let's talk about how we got here, where we came from. Again, words matter. We talk about slaves being stolen from Africa. Slaves were not stolen from Africa. People were stolen from Africa. Human beings were taken from Africa. We were tricked and brought here against our will. We were forced to be here. We were human beings, people, artisans, craftsmen, people who would be deemed engineers today. We were growers and planters and builders, people who used our hands as well as our minds, and we were stripped of our heritage, our culture, and our land, and brought here unwillingly, unbeknownst to us, to a land where, even though we were sought out, we were not welcome. We were not treated well. We were not treated as a people who came to help, but we were treated as a people to be subjected to the will and to the power and authority of another group of people. So that is how we got here. People came and got us from our land, forced us into ships, and brought us here. Many died along the way, both homicide and suicide, thinking that they were leaving this trap, this trick, this horrible destiny that they would one day face. They chose the sea as their home. They chose the sea as their escape. And we can't know what that would feel like to have to make the choice between life and death, to die free or to live a slave. Who knows what the right answer would have been for you, but we know that people had to make that decision. So that is what happened on the way here. The transatlantic slave tragedy, we call it a trade. Was it a trade? It was a tragedy. It was a ride. It was something that we did not sign up for. And those who survived, those who got here, those who made it to the mainland, I could only imagine the thoughts that went through their head when they were finally released from those ships. And even though they were physically released from the ships, they were not released from those who brought the ships. They were not released from the plan that was set in place before they were ever picked up by that ship. And so you go from Africa through this horrible ordeal of a ride through the waters and through the sea into America. You get to America and you are now being treated as less than a human, less than an animal would be treated, because even animals had value at that time, and you wouldn't want to harm an animal in order to get it to work for you. So to have those people open their eyes and be in a new place, in a foreign place, and be subjected to work and not understand the language, to be ripped from people that they've known their entire existence, and then to wake up in this new state. that is how we got here. That is who Africans in America were at that time. That is who we come from. That is how we have come to be. And there were so many things that happened between then and now. It wasn't just slavery, but it was segregation. And then from segregation, it was integration, which had just as many problems. There was the Jim Crow South and rules about white facilities and black facilities, and we had separate versus equal. And then there was the Voting Rights Act, and then there was the renewing of the Voting Rights Act, and desegregating schools, and Brown versus Board of Education, Plessy versus Ferguson. There are so many things I can talk to you about in regard to black history and where we came from, the struggle of who we are as a people, and the very short few generations and few years that we have been free, and what we have been able to accomplish. I specifically set this space in my home so that I could have this background. The picture to my side here is an artistic expression of a Maasai warrior, and the Maasai still exist in Kenya to this day. You know, they are a people that continue to thrive through the changes and the generations of different things that happen to them, even within their homeland, those that stayed. Which is an entirely different story, right? But I just wanted to show like this justification of this Maasai warrior and President Obama. We have our history, we have what we had the opportunity to achieve, and some people, both black and white, would have us forget our history and dismiss our achievement and say that those were one-offs or those are things we need to move on from. Some people want us to continue to be angry about being here, and there's just so many depths and so many layers that we can go to about that. But in the middle of these two individuals, in the middle of, you know, this Maasai warrior, and if I'm messing up the name, I apologize, somebody will correct me, I'm sure, and President Obama, right in the middle of that, we have Black Panther, a fictional character that really is the best of both of those, right? You have this warrior and this intellect. You have our history and you have our future. You have what we consider to be pure perfection. And you know, it would be remiss of me not to talk about Chadwick Boseman, who played Black Panther so eloquently, so perfectly. You know, he brought that to life for us. You know, rest in peace, Chadwick. God bless his soul, his family, and his children, and his wife. I just wanted to make sure I came back today, drop off that Black History moment. I know today's is a little bit longer, and I still didn't even scratch the surface of where we came from and who we are and how we got to be. So we have the whole month to talk about that. I'll probably pick back up on it again tomorrow. So remember, like and share and subscribe and retweet and do whatever is required on wherever you find this video, and continue to celebrate Black History Month. This is Guy Lewis to the T.